I just wanted to ask overall, just kind of what's your impression of this Milwaukee team? What stands out to you, and how do you kind of go about trying to limit someone like Giannis as much as possible?
A very good team. They've been a good team for a number of years here, and they have a lot of weapons out on the floor. Of course, Giannis is a big key, but Middleton, they've added Drew to their lineup. They are solid with their first and second team, and it's a challenge to guard these guys. Their ability to isolate you and score. If you're giving too much help, their ability to shoot the three ball, so they can stretch. They really stretch your defense with their ability to have a number of playmakers out on the floor. So it's a challenge. It's really a challenge that we've seen in the first two rounds going up against New York as well as Philadelphia.
How's Bogey's knee doing?
Still a sore, but we'll get news on him, and we'll see his availability tomorrow night.
Zach Klein.
I want to play poker with you, Coach. You're smiling too much about Bogey's knee. But I want to talk about Kevin. He said he got going in Game 7 by connecting on the mid-range.
Zach, you're going in and out on me.
Get going. I'm going 3-pointer.
Could you repeat that? It basically went in and out on me.
We'll come back to Zach, Coach. And for now, let's go to Jim Ozarski from the Milwaukee.
Hi, Nate. I'm curious. Trey, obviously, from afar, watching your games, has embraced the I guess the role of going on the road and having the road fans kind of get on him. I know there's a theatrical element to that to a degree, but also, I mean, you guys have won big on the road in these series. What is his emotional level with that? How does that maybe contribute to you guys to a degree in terms of getting your team going, getting him going in that way?
Well, as you know, Trey is the guy that establishes our tempo, home and away. So regardless of where we're playing, he is the guy that establishes the tempo that we want to play at. Our guys have done a good job of playing off of that, and he's done a good job of leading us in that situation. We've been able to get off to somewhat of good starts on the road, but that is due to basically Trey establishing that tempo and our guys following it.
Thanks.
Let's go to Bob Rathman.
Hey, Nate, after 2 weeks of Joel Embiid, now it's Brook Lopez in the middle. And I was wondering if you could just talk a little bit about what you see Lopez doing in defensive coverages, how the Bucks use him.
Well, basically, they put him in a deep drop, and, he's standing in front of the rim. And basically, their defense likes to influence you to the big. So he very similar to the way Embiid was playing defense. Embiid at times, was up a little higher on some of the pick and rolls. They will move him up and adjust their coverage, but for the most part, he's going to be in front of the rim and forcing you to take, contested shots and floaters. So it's defense we've seen. He's really good at it. He's big. He does a good job of defending the basket, and he does a good job of zoning, from his position, whether he is involved in the play or he's playing off ball. So we have to, have the proper spacing. We're giving our guys, reads that they'll have to make during that time. But he does a good job. We have to, move him around. But he does a good job of zoning up and playing in the paint.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Dan Wolken from USA Today. we'll come back to Dan, and now we'll go to Sirit from The Ringer.
Hey, Nate. I was just wondering, what you've learned about John Collins and how he best thrives in the time that you've coached him.
What I've learned about John Collins,
Yeah.
he's a guy that he leaves it out on the floor every single day. Even in practice, this is a guy that I haven't seen him have too many bad days, and he has a great spirit about him. He's competitive. He competes every single night out on the floor, on both ends of the floor. He's a guy, he's a big part of us having success, and, the things that he's been able to do, again, on both ends of the floor, the defensive end of the floor, where he's had to guard a guy like Ben Simmons. We've switched him on a big like Embiid. He's had to guard Randall in these playoffs. And, so having that versatility on the defensive end of the floor to guard really three positions, as well as having that versatility on the offensive end of the floor, playing him at some four, playing him at the spread five, just gives us a lot of things that we can do with him out on the floor. He's really been great for us this season.
Do you have a favorite memory with him?
Excuse me?
Do you have any favorite memories with him so far in this run?
I can't understand your question. I'm sorry.
Do you have a favorite memory with him?
Oh, winning the last game.
Fair enough.
That was probably the best memory. Winning that game 7 in Philadelphia, and really the excitement that he showed, as well as all of us in our locker room after that win.
Thanks.
Let's go back to Zach Klein.
Hey, Coach, hopefully this works. I was surprised when Kevin said after Game 7 that what got him going was the mid-range jumper and how he connected on that. Usually in this league, it's the dunk or the three-pointer that gets guys going. Is that just Kevin, and is that a lost art in your league right now, that mid-range J?
Well, I think for some teams, they go with the numbers and analytics, and, that is considered a bad shot. For our guys, I want them to put the ball in the basket. I don't care, really where they're shooting from. And, Kevin really got a rhythm in that last game. And, there was certain matchups that we wanted to try to attack. And, he was part of, that strategy of using his man in pick and rolls. But he did a good job not only, setting screens and getting out of screens and putting the ball in the basket, but making decisions with the basketball and allowing him to play some pick and roll basketball. And, there were some things that we haven't seen all season. And that was Kevin being in the post. He just felt good. I thought, he got into a zone, and I thought our guys did a really good job of getting him the ball, and he made plays down the stretch. But he's been doing that for us really a lot this season, playing with the ball in his hands and making plays in the pick and roll, initiating the offense, for us defensively, being that guy that's a two-way player for us and an important player for us because of the injuries we've had all season long. The numbers that he put up in the last game, I think was maybe a season high, but that play that we saw from him, I feel we've been getting that play really all season long from him.
Let's try Dan Wolken again.
Yeah, Nate, there's always a lot of conversation around young players in the league about whether their game will translate to the playoffs and whatnot. And I'm just curious, given what Trae's done for 3 years with this team, does it surprise you that people are surprised that he's played so well for the last month?
Well, I just think, a lot of people are getting a chance to see him in the playoffs. But I think, working with him this year, I've seen this guy. He's a very confident kid. He has a great deal of talent, far as on the offensive end of the floor, his ability to stretch the defense, make shots from deep, make plays inside the three-point line, as well as create opportunities for his teammates. And he's fearless, just shows that he's one of these special players. This time of the season when you need a player that can create his own offense and win his matchups, you need that type of player this time in the season. And Trae is showing that he's capable of doing that. And, he just continues to put and keep pressure on the defense at all times that he's out on the floor.
Michael Shapiro from SI.
Hey, Quinn had a really strong series against Joel Embiid. He has another tough matchup here. How does the assignment change, or what kind of challenge does Giannis and this offense kind of provide against him here in a new series?
Well, they attack. They're going to attack the paint just as the last two teams. Philadelphia wanted to attack the paint. New York wanted to attack the paint. They do that with a lot of times with Giannis penetration. And if you, take away the paint, then they will shoot the three ball. So it's going to be, really important that we keep the ball in front of us and that we force this team to score over the top, and that we're not allowing, play points in the paint. Because if you're constantly having breakdowns on the perimeter or in the post and you're collapsing on the ball, with their ability to stretch the floor offensively, you're going to play into their hands. So it starts with controlling the ball, whoever's on the ball, guarding that. And they're not just getting it from Giannis. Drew is doing a great job of attacking, playing in the paint, as well as Middleton. So they have three guys that are really attacking your paint, very good and efficient at one-on-one coverage. But if you double team, they have the ability to score from the perimeter as well.
And do you think Clint's athleticism will be the specific advantage in this series?
I think we all going to have that athleticism. It's not one guy. Clint is going to do what he's been doing for us, whether that's guarding the ball or helping off of the basketball. So it's not a one-on-one matchup for us. It's all about five guys being connected on the defensive end of the floor.
We've got time for four more. We will start with Alec McQuaid from WXIA.
Hey, Nate. You're just coming off of a series in which you beat the number one seed, and yet most of the talk has been about what they did wrong and not what you guys did right. Are you tired of that lack of respect for your team?
No, we've talked about this from the beginning, not listening to outside noise, and what everybody is saying. It's about the guys that's in the locker room, and the message that we are delivering. So no, not at all. Really haven't paid any attention to what the outside noise have been saying, good or bad. The focus is on us and what we need to do to win that game that's in front of us. And our guys have done a good job of taking that approach.
Three more. Justin Felder.
Hey, Nate. I'm not sure if you were asked about this after Game 7, but I saw a report from the Mike over at the radio partner 92.9 saying you told the team not to pack their bags for Atlanta, to pack for Milwaukee. What was the story behind that, and how did they respond?
Yeah, well, we had to pack for, the next round because, that was the plan. The plan was to go to Philadelphia and we felt like we had a chance to win that series. And if we won that series. We were not coming back or going back to Atlanta. We was going on to whether it was Brooklyn or Milwaukee, and Milwaukee won their series. So that was where the plane was going, so pack for the next round, and because we're not coming back home. And, that's what we did, and we were fortunate enough to, win that game. I thought our guys, just did an outstanding job. That was a tough game 7. We was able to grind it out and get that win. And, so now we do need that extra luggage for this round.
Christos.
Hello, Coach. Hope you're doing well. Speaking about your mentality and your mindset as a team, what was the biggest growth in the series against the Sixers, and how important for you is to start with a proper way that series, because you started with a win against the Knicks, you started there with a win against the Sixers. How important for you is to start with another win against the Bucks in Game 1?
Well, the focus is always on the game in front of you. This is Game 1. Again, we've had success in the first 2 rounds of winning this game. And, I think our guys really have done just a good job of just locking in to that particular game, not thinking about what has happened in the past, not thinking about anything other than what we need to do in that game, and we continue to do that in the next game, so we don't get too high. We don't get too low. When we drop a game, we've been able to keep our focus, talk about some things, some cleanups that we need to do or be better in the next game. And they've been able to take that to the floor and execute it. So, even though we had success and won Game 7 and we move on to the next round, we've been able to lock into what we need to do and come out and execute that game plan.
And finally, from Daniel with the Baltimore Sun.
Hi, Nate. I wanted to ask about Kevin as well. You mentioned that you've seen some of these flashes throughout the entire season, but if you had to pinpoint one area that he's particularly grown in, what would that be? And what is the next step for a young two-way player like him?
I think to just let him go, put him out there. The growth that I've seen is a two-way player. I really saw Kevin from afar. Last year coaching in Indiana, and he was a guy that you had to prepare for. But being with him, working with him this season, and listening to the coaching staff, talk about the players and talk about Kevin, defensively, he was a guy that that had the potential to be a two-way player. And again, due to the number of injuries that we've had this season, Kevin has had to be a starter and guard, the best 3 at times. He's come off the bench and needed to be that 6-man for us and lift us, provide not only defense, but offense. And he's been consistent with that really all season long. And you just continue to see him get better at doing that. We put him into the starting lineup, I think Game 5, and basically he had to take the role of guarding Curry and also providing some offense. We wanted to play faster, and he did a solid job of doing both. So the growth that I've seen from Kevin, he's just showing the potential that we've always known that he has, and he continues to become an important part and get better at playing on both ends of the floor.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you.